Hello everyone, I am William. I am here today at EP Tom Sawyer Park in Louisville, Kentucky. At first glance, this just looks like your normal average park in a mid-sized American city. There's a walking path for walking, jogging, running. There's a playground area for kids. There's an area where you can grill out or picnic type area. There's archery range, open area to hike or, go through the woods. There's even a BMX track for bikes, which is actually pretty cool. All those kinds of amenities. Open field for people to do soccer practice or whatever they want to do. But the thing that makes this a unique location is what this location used to be. So this, Tom Sawyer Park used to be, decades ago, a mental asylum. It used to be Lakeland Asylum. It was also called like Central State Hospital and Lakeland at Central State, or a bunch of different things. If you want to look up more information, if you just in Google go to Lakeland Asylum, you'll find information. You can search and find other YouTube videos about it as well. But it was a mental asylum that was built in the late 1800s. It operated all the way up pretty much to modern times, up until pretty recently, because the new modern building was built in the 80s and 86, and then the old location of Lakeland Asylum was eventually demolished in 1996. So it continued operating for pretty much all the way up to modern times, for something that was built in the late 1800s. But I figured I would kind of walk around here and give an idea of what it looks like today. And one of the areas that I neglected to mention, I was walking past it just a second ago for this video, straight ahead there is a creek, pond, little mini lake area that used to be a part of the property that you can see. As you can see off in the distance, maybe there's some of the brick walls that are the remnants of some of the location that have a lot of graffiti on them. I think a lot of this area is technically off limits to go through anymore, but this is something that you can come through and see as you walk down this path, especially in the fall and winter when the leaves are thinned out and you can see further out through the trees. But what's mostly here today, there's walking paths that go through here. As you can see, going straight ahead, there's a path that goes through the woods. There's the remnants of this road that you can go through. And I'm filming this on a 360 camera. I will not film the entire thing on one. I just figure I'll get this kind of opening footage where I can get footage of myself while walking and filming this, and then anything that's out in the distance. But right now it's still mostly just walking paths that you can take that go through the woods and go through different areas. There's biking trails. I'm going through here on Saturday, January 4th. So pretty cold day. We're supposed to get a decent amount of snow tomorrow and Sunday, January 5th. See, so this is the wetland trail. So I'll go through here. And you can see there's the remnants through here of pipes and such. An old fire hydrant. And the sign says this is the wetland trails, but it looks like there's fencing through here that's been torn down. So I'm not sure what exactly is the official trail you're allowed to go through and what isn't. Kind of hard to tell. But there are some remnants here, other parts of the old structures, and more of like the little lake creek area. And I guess I don't know if you can go through here or not. It's not super clear. I won't go back here too far. But yeah, this area just goes through the woods. I think this may be the part that's closed off. I'm not sure. It's a little bit confusing because there's the fence. I don't know if that's torn down or what. So I guess this is part of the trail that you're allowed to go through. I'm not sure. But there's some old fencing or something that's part of this. That's a part of the lake that was on the other side of a few minutes ago. Because no, the main place you're not supposed to go is into Sauerkraut Cave. Because I think they have like cameras and stuff up around that area. So my understanding is that there's endangered species of some type of newt or salamander or something in there, or structural concerns, or there's some reason they've got it closed. You're not supposed to go in, because you can find videos. People went through there years ago before that was the case. Got a bunch of footage. And this is one of those locations too where people are coming through here every single day. They have no clue about any of the history of the stuff around here and wouldn't know any better. They might just see some of the stuff and think, oh, I guess the building was here, and not really have the background. So it's not a place that I'm aware of being inherently scary or having rumors about being haunted or anything like that. It's just, you know, any park going through alone at night can be kind of creepy. Much less one where there are rumors of stuff. And this is just, you know, there's like a facility here where there's different events that get hosted here, and like weddings and things like that. It's a part of a park. It's really nice. So again, you know, there's all this dark history, but there's also people having their weddings over there, you know, all the time. I actually went to a wedding there years ago. So, you know, again, it's in a part of an operational park that people use every single day. So it's not some deserted area in the middle of nowhere. Like I said, it's kind of between the Middletown and Anchorage neighborhoods. So, you know, pretty nice neighborhoods. I would assume pretty safe, pretty nice homes, all the modern amenities, you know, a lot of people. So this isn't what it would have been when it, you know, was operational as the asylum back in the early 1900s or something. So something else I intend to do at some point as well is to come back here, and it'll be in this video, is come back here at nighttime or close to nighttime and walk around some of the key locations in the dark to see what it all looks like. Because you know, the sign to the park says it closes at 10 p.m. Otherwise, you need permission to be here later. So I need to double check what the rules on all that are. Because, you know, I go to these parks all the time, don't want to break any rules and get kicked out from coming back or something. But also, you know, there's a lot of stories about this place, Lakeland Asylum, because of course, mental asylums in late 1800s, early 1900s would have had practices that are seen as unethical and inhumane today, that at the time would not have been. But then you also have people that in those settings take advantage and commit pretty heinous crimes. So I'm not really going to talk about, you know, the real life news stories and things that happened here or back when the location was open, because, you know, it was real people. They may have family alive today. Last thing I want someone to do is to come across a YouTube video and see some terrible thing recounted about a family member, or, you know, somebody that they're aware of from their family. And the urban legends that I've read about this place, a lot of them are really hard to verify. You know, the claims that in the cave that the bodies of patients were dumped there after they died or were murdered, or patients escaped from the facility and hid out in the caves or stuff like that, that you can't really verify. Now, it is a fact that there were people from the facility who were buried on the property, because there's like a small little graveyard, and there are rumors that there were, you know, additional people buried that, you know, would be tough to verify. And also, I'm not, you know, when it comes to ghosts and that kind of stuff, I'm a 100% stone cold skeptic. So I'm not really gonna whip out a spirit box and start trying to talk to the spirits of people who are here or anything like that. Because I think it's just incredibly disrespectful when, you know, the families of people are still alive and you're sitting there for, you know, a YouTube video pretending you're talking to them via some little radio device. So I'm not going to do that. I'll just be walking around, exploring, and looking at what things look like. Because I think that is fine, and exploring some of these areas is good. And there are other videos where people have gone through here. The only reason I even decided to do another one was that a lot of them are a little bit older when camera technology was a little bit worse off than it is today. So it should look a little bit nicer on some of the modern cameras than the older stuff. So this, right now I'm just walking down a road that goes to here that I think was a road that was part of the old facility that now is just part of this walking path. You see all kinds of people coming through here walking their dogs, because I've come across multiple people today walking their dogs, and I usually cut around so they're not in the frame in case they don't want to be. So there's a lot of paths that go through the woods that you can go through. I think all these are intended to be on foot. I don't think they're intended... Well, no, there are signs back there for bike trails, so there are some bike trails. So you just have to check the signage to see what they're for. But I won't go on here forever. You know, but the original facility, Lakeland Asylum, when it was in operation, it did look like something out of American Horror Story or a movie, because it had like two big spires that were part of the building. I think at points you got here via train or rail car or something. So it would have been a very ominous cinematic type place when it was in operation, at least from the outside. The hospital today just looks like a normal medical facility that replaced it. But like I said, I will come back when it's dark to go through some of the area just to kind of give an idea of what that looks like. And then too, we'll see if it snows. Maybe I'll go through when there's snow. But you know, the location through here, like I said, it's part of a park. If you come through during the day, there's gonna be a lot of people going through, hiking, walking with their kids, with dogs. Normal place, nothing to be afraid of. At nighttime, it's probably more of the same. It'll just be nighttime. Going through any outdoor wooded area by yourself can be a little bit creepy, even if it's, you know, brand new in the middle of nowhere with no associated history or legends or anything. Let's see, this is the fence that I believe goes up next to the newer facility that's in operation today. I'm not sure how old this is. This could be more modern. But there is a lot of stuff in the woods around here. That is, you know, drainage, so that's probably more recent. As you may be able to see, we ended up getting more snow than I was thinking we would. We ended up on the higher end of the predictions, so it actually snowed quite a bit, and I had to delay my return to Sawyer Park to check out the rest of the remnants of Lakeland Asylum. So I am back at Tom Sawyer Park, and I am in front of the Sawyer Hayes Community Center, which is just behind me, which I came up behind that through the trails earlier in the video, and I went up and pointed out that this is where you can hold weddings, different events. The park will hold different things here. There's different organizations that'll come here sometimes and hold events. So it's just this building right here. It's really nice. I've been here for a number of events myself, and as you can see, it's snowed quite a bit. Louisville, we got the most snow we've had since, I think, 1998. I needed to wait a little bit for things to melt off a little bit and for the roads to get a little bit cleaner before I came back here. But things, you know, the roads are all pretty clear now, and you know, things have melted off quite a bit. In this area through here is when the asylum was originally opened, where it would have been located. It was actually through here. So you access this via Lakeland Road, and right now it's all snowed over, so you can't really see much. I'll throw some video footage on of when I've came through here before in the summer when you could see everything. But this would have been where the asylum was when it was open. Don't know if you can see off to the distance, the sun is, or the moon is coming up through the trees over there, which is pretty cool. But this would have been the area where the asylum would have originally been located. Again, it's all covered up in snow right now, but they do have some plaques here. They give some back history on it, and you can come park over in this area and then get access to all of the trails that I was going through earlier in the woods. So you can park over here, you can park over by the archery range, or you can just park in the main parking lot at the park near the swimming pools, where you can come back and just go through the woods and come this way. So at the end of the video, I'll do a little overview using Google Maps or Apple Maps or something, and show where all those locations are, where you would park if you want to come through here. And over there is a deer. Might have to crop in a little bit to get it in frame, but there is a deer. And it's, you know, no longer snowing, but it is still very cold. It's still below freezing. We've just had a few days where there was sun and temperatures got a little bit elevated, like in the upper 30s, so things melted off a little bit. But yeah, so now I'm going to walk through here. There's some of these trails once it's a little bit darker. So I am now in the woods, going through one of the trails that's through here. So we'll see what we can see. It's pretty covered in snow. So if there's some stuff that's not super visible, I have video footage, cell phone camera footage from years ago when I came through here that I'll throw in just to kind of give an idea of what everything looks like in the summer or in the spring. I think I took that in the spring years ago, but I'll throw that in just so you can get an idea of what everything looks like. It's pretty treacherous through here. It's very slick. And there is a creek through here. There's Goose Creek. And I think there's some remnants of one of the reservoirs they had built when the asylum was open. But the majority of the urban legends around this location, a lot of it is around patients from the asylum escaping through the cave, through Sauerkraut Cave. And it was called Sauerkraut Cave because they use it to store food and various things that need to be kept cold, you know, including sauerkraut. So they stored things there, and since it was, you know, part of this facility, there were patients that would go in there, and the legends are they would try to escape, and then get lost in the cave, or that they took patients in there who became pregnant during their stay and brought them back not pregnant, which hard to verify. Whoa. But that's the kind of stuff. And then, I mentioned I'm not aware of any ghost stories in like the main part of the park. The only things I really had found were about the cave itself, which is closed off now and you can't even go through it. So I didn't think there was reason to really recount all of those. So let's see. Well, let's go through here. Like I said, I'll put some footage in from past visits that show all the stuff, because it's pretty cold. I'm not sure how long I'm going to go out here and explore, but I'm not sure the camera may portray things as being brighter than they really are, because I do have a few lights going. But this is interesting to go through at nighttime. Well, it's not really nighttime yet. It's just getting close to nighttime. Like I said, it's still below freezing. It's in the 20s. And this is pretty slick, so I do have to kind of pay attention to what's happening on the ground in front of me, because it's easy to slip. So let's continue going here. And the asylum went under multiple different names. I'll throw some text on the screen of what the different names were. And it's obvious that sensibilities have changed, because there used to be a lot of stuff, about lunatic asylum and for the insane. So obviously, as knowledge in that field improved and grew over time, some of that terminology changed. And there's the creek here, which I believe is Goose Creek. Again, I'm not going to go through the entirety of this, because it's getting pretty slick. It's pretty cold, and I assume it's only going to get colder and slicker. But like I said, I had come through here years ago. My girlfriend and I went in, hiked around, took some pictures and some videos. So I'll throw those in just so you can see what it looks like. Because there are some pieces in here of an old reservoir that they used to use. Because the ponds that I went across earlier in the video, they use those for reservoirs for the park as well. Not the park, for the hospital, for the asylum. So here's the creek. So they use that for different attempts at creating reservoirs. I think eventually they got on city water. There's some additional buildings in here that I'm not going to go to, because there's some old greenhouses and barns and stuff. But I think those may be used now by the park when they have the haunted house thing here in the fall. I wasn't 100% sure on that, so I don't want to go over there and trespass in the buildings that they're still using for that and storing stuff for that. Oh, it is slick. And I don't really want to cross the creek, which I think you might have to. It's like that's old part of a building. Oh. Yeah, but I might skip ahead a little bit to see if I can find where the remnants of the reservoir are. So now it is legit dark. And I think I'm getting closer to what I was looking for. Because I had to pull up my phone and find the old pictures I had taken and look at where they were on the map to see if I could find the reservoir stuff. I think that should be this way. And while I've been walking, I didn't record it earlier, but I heard some sounds behind me in the woods, which I'm pretty sure were just deer, one would hope. I did hear howling earlier, but I wasn't sure if it's probably just a dog. So I think I finally found the right trail to get to what I've been looking for. We'll see. Unless they have this closed off now. Okay, I don't think they do. Phew. Okay. So this is the part of the remnants of a reservoir that used to be here back when the asylum was open. And you can see over there's some of that still left. See how easy it is to get there. Almost slid. Like I said, I will throw some footage in from a springtime visit when you can actually see all the stuff better. So that's some of the remnants. There's the creek. Alright, so it is legit dark. Things are getting more slick and icy and slippery. So I think it is time I head back towards my car.
So if you want to visit the locations that I've covered in this video, it's pretty easy to get there. If you go down Lakeland Road and enter the Tom Sawyer Park entrance that's by the Sawyer Hayes Community Center, there are multiple trails and paths that take you back in the woods to the trails I was going through earlier in that paved path. You can also enter the park off Fraze Hill Road and pass the BMX track and go down by the archery range or the astronomy building and park there, and then you can walk down this path, which is where I started the video out. You can also just park in the main parking lot that's by the swimming pool and the Goose Creek Nature Trail and all that stuff. You can park there and then just walk down the walking path till you reach this road, and then just go over to the archery range and follow the trail back into the woods. So there are multiple ways you can get to the areas I've covered in this video, and that should cover all the main ways you can get there and where you should park if you want to get to those locations.